Sir Nick Faldo enjoyed a long and successful golfing career, winning 6 major championships. Now a respected broadcaster, he's also contributed to the development of junior golf with the Faldo series. Sir Nick's been sharing some tips with us, and today he's got advice on practicing from the rough.
So how often do you practice hitting balls out of the rough? I bet very rarely. And so I'm on the side of the range, great opportunity to hit a few, to get some feedback, because it's a different world. You know, you're in wet grass, how does the ball react, how does it fly, how does it spin, all those sort of things. And if you're playing a golf course, maybe a practice round, for an event coming up, I always tell my kids in the Faldo series, you know, I used to hopefully drive it down the fairway, and if a pin was on the left, I kick it in the left rough. That's the best way to learn, because now I've got to get in there. Now it's a really tricky shot. What can I do? How can I control it to get the golf ball on the green? So think about that to start off with, and then a few basic things. What we're trying to do, obviously, number one, I played a fade out of the rough, I bet 98% of the time. Rarely, unless I really had to do something, hook it around a tree. But if it was a straightforward shot, I always played a fade because I wanted to get that steepness and hang on to the angles. As you know, we always talk about it, the rough grabs the hosel, turns it over, and that's how you get a mega fly. So if you can, that's the number one thing you want to be looking for. So, you know, open the face up a little bit and think about, you know, your goal is, can I get the heel of the club to the golf ball first? And even with a face a little bit open. Then you want angle of attack, wants to be a touch steeper, you know, coming down it. So a couple of ways you can do that. Either obviously put a little bit more weight on it and then actually pick the club up and drop it down a touch, or the way that you hang on to the angle. You don't want to be releasing the club. You want to feel like as you pull down, that club is staying high, high, high. Of course, centrifugal force. You want to feel like you can get your hands down onto your right leg here, and the club face is still up. It will still happen, I promise you. Centrifugal force is going to come down and collect the ball. And again, I always wanted to feel my right shoulder got to the golf ball first, or certainly ahead of the club head. So I was covering the ball, as we would call that now, and then I would drive through and rip through it and power it forward. So let's give that a go. So open that face up a touch, get that right shoulder high, ready to stay there, get that first, and hold on to the angle. There you go. Chops it out, got a bit of height on it. And the other strategy thing is play for front edge, because if it looks like a flyer, more likely will. So I used to I wanted the yardage to the front edge, get 150 yards, whatever it was. And I would pick the club for that. So I've got plenty of compensation. So if the thing does come out like a rocket, hopefully it stops somewhere on the back of the green. If it comes out great, whatever you plan to land it, maybe just on or just short of the green to bobble it on. But try that as a simple tip. Just play for front edge, get a little bit of fly, releases up into the middle of the green. You're laughing.